Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much, and remember.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kayamo, for your time. I don't know if the connection is perfect now, but let's begin with the fact that your party released the list of your campaign council. That is to help you get your campaign started. Give us an understanding. You've been making explanation, giving explanation that is on some of the exclusions that are obvious in your campaign council. You have also had some inclusion that are not even members of your party. There are errors here and there, isn't it? Pardon me? I said, you've been giving explanations as to some of the exclusions on the list of your campaign council. For example, there is an inclusion from another political party. It looks like there are a few errors on your campaign council, isn't it? What are the errors? Senator Nnamani, the former governor of Enugu, said who appeared on your campaign council. Is it an error or was it deliberate?
Well, all I can tell you now is that there has been no refutal from the part of Senator Nnamani. That should be, the refutal should come from that end, not from us.
So, clarify it for us because it's a bit confusing. If Nigerians think that Senator Nnamani is an APC, is a PDP member, but is on your campaign council, give us an understanding, since you speak for the campaign organization, whether or not that was deliberate, it was intentional, or was it an error?
Campaigning for a political party on which platform you wish to contest an office is a choice. It's not a legal problem. It's a matter of the internal rules of that political party. So we'll leave that political party to deal with it according to its internal rules. But I can tell you, as a lawyer, I just look at the Constitution. That's all I look at, and the Electoral Act. There's no provision in the Electoral Act or the Constitution that says that, you have to campaign for a presidential candidate of your party at all costs. You are in Nigeria. Don't forget that there's a fundamental right in our Constitution, to freely, associate with whoever you want to associate with. So if you associate with the party, you don't believe in any of his candidates, and you want to campaign for the candidates of another party in respect of a particular office, I think that is an issue that that other party should deal with. We will not deal with that, but like I tell you, his name appeared on our list. Up till now, there is no refutal on the other side. The refutal should come from the other side.
Give us an understanding of the obvious exclusion of the likes of the former Speaker of the House, Yakubu Dogara, and former SGF Babache Lawa. You've been explaining the reason for Professor Yemi Oshibajo in a statement. If you want to mention it, please go ahead.
All members of a political party must not be members of the campaign council. It's just a fact. It's just that by tradition, you try to include every body who has been anything in the party. So it's just a fact that not all members of a political party may like to be part of the campaign council. They may want to play some other roles.
So the reason for this question is not far-fetched. These are perhaps two persons who are obviously publicly come to say they do not agree with the pairing of Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. They've said that it offends the sensibilities of some section of the northern region of the country and some section of the faith that some members of your party hold. And when they are excluded from the campaign council, considering the kind of position they held, and those who have held similar positions who have found themselves on that campaign council, then the questions are being raised by the public whether or not these people have been excised out of the system, or whether or not you're done away with them.
The party has not done away with anybody. The party has respected the right of everybody within the party to express his or her views. We don't, deprive people from in our party from expressing their views. So these individuals, as I speak with you, they don't represent, as it is today, a particular structure of the party. When you are talking about such things as campaign council, you talk about the structures of the party, whether all the structures of the party are adequately represented or consulted in constituting the council. The fact that you were past this or past that, of course, shows that you are well respected at one point or the other. You represented the party, or the government at some level. But as it is today, parties deal with structures. People who are in positions that represent certain structures of the party, not individuals. These individuals we talked about, while they are very much respected, one of them was even my former classmate, it does not mean now that they represent a bloc. There's nothing called the Christian bloc or Northern Christian bloc in APC's constitution. There's nothing like that. I am not aware that the party convened a structure of the party called the Northern Christian bloc and appointed certain persons to speak for them. The DG of our campaign is a Northern Christian. So how does he belong to that bloc, a bloc that has prevented him from doing what he's doing? These are individuals who we respect their views. They're expressing their personal views. I don't see any furore over this. They are expressing their personal views. But how much they carry people along, or how many people believe in their views, will be seen when we go to the ballot box.
Now, it does look like this faith issue is haunting your party. The first one, at the presentation of your vice presidential candidate, those who are of the Christian faith that appeared there were being questioned. Their membership of the class in which they profess were being questioned. Again, the meeting of your presidential candidate with those who were called the Pentecostal Bishop Forum have been now questioned. The Christian Association of Nigeria has come out to deny their alliance or their relationship with your presidential candidate. The Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, has also publicly come to deny. They said they do not have anything to do with their association with your presidential candidate or your party. How would you react to this?
Well, first of all, I reject those subliminal messages you pass. I didn't want to interrupt you when you say a certain decision or same faith is a haunting our party. Those are languages that the press use, that you use to pass messages across to Nigeria. Whereas the haunting you are talking about is in the minds of certain persons. When did you test the public? Are you INEC, or who went to the field to test the gauge or test the pulse of Nigerians? Whether it is haunting my party or not will be seen during the ballot, when we go to the ballot. But when you use such language, you are passing a message in a subliminal way to Nigerians. As if at times, this is just a creation of the press. I can assure you it's a creation of the press sometimes. Some of this hype. Because on the field, we have Northern Christians who held various positions within the party, who are passionately supporting the party, who are part of the campaign council as I speak with you, the list that has not been released. Why have they not rejected it? Who has appointed anybody to speak on their behalf? Is PFN a member of, are they members of APC? Or is there a structure of APC? Picking a vice presidential candidate within a party is a decision of our candidate, perhaps in consultation with the party leaders. So it's an internal party decision. So these external bodies are not part of our political party. If they wanted to take part in the decision-making process, they can as well come and join the political party. But they cannot stay outside and dictate to us how to conduct our affairs. If it were so offensive to certain persons, then of course there's no need raising all of this noise. They have options. In the past, there has been Muslim tickets in this country. Before, there was no such noise. The Action Congress of Nigeria fielded a Muslim ticket in 2011. So sometimes these issues are issues that are just over-trumpeted by the press.
Hold on. Can I just say this? Let me give one example.
If it is the fact that, well, you have to pick Christians in certain positions in the country for them to vote for you, right? The two secretaries of the government of the Federation, two of them, they come from predominantly Christian communities in Adamawa State, both of them from the same area. And they were given 2 SGFs, 2. In the last election, we lost in those communities. We lost. The APC lost. That's why the fact that from that community you had 2 SGF. If that is a factor. So it's just to let you know that some of these things, religion does not matter in some areas in the north. It doesn't matter. They just want to vote for who they want to vote for.
Leonard Sik, have you landed on that thought? So let me follow up on it.
Yes.
So I use the word hunt,
yes.
and that word is in fact perfect for the question I asked you. And the dictionary meaning of that word is simple. Something that has frequently happened on the same matter. It has different meaning, but the word frequency is very consistent in the definition of the word hunt. And I meant it that it's haunted
you are not
in the sense that
you are not hold on now.
Just a moment, if I may ask.
You are not the accuser, the prosecutor, and the judge.
You are blaming the press.
You are the judge of your own self.
That happens to your party. When these guys are,
you are the judge of yourself.
I'm not judging you. I've never used the word to judge you.
So just ask questions. So you are spending the time justifying what you said.
Let me ask a question, please. And the question simply is that I use the word hunt. Hunt is a perfect word for the question I asked you. This has consistently happened.
You are the judge of your own self. Don't justify what you have done.
I'm not justifying. I'm just trying to.
Hey, but you are justifying me. You can't be the judge of your own cause.
So that the way and manner you portrayed it.
You cannot educate me on it. You cannot educate me on it. You cannot. You cannot.
I didn't say
it is the press that is making the law of not educating on this. I am standing my ground that it is the press that is hunting. It is not the people of Nigeria.
You blame the press.
That is the point I'm making.
What we report. But let me ask my question, Leonard Sik.
Yes.
And the question is simple. Yes. This thing has frequently come up. And I'm asking, what do you make of it?
It is by the press.
How do you convince?
By the press, not the Nigerian people.
How do you convince Nigerians and those people of that faith about what has happened consistently? And when people in your party meet with these people of this faith, there are questions. Why does it keep happening?
It is the press that is asking those questions. That's the point I'm making.
The press statement that came from the PFN today is been reported by the press.
Yes.
The press did not originate that press statement that came from PFN.
The PFN, they are not members of our party. They are not.
But they are Nigerians. They are asking the questions.
Yeah, so they should go and vote at that day. That day they should vote. They should not be coming to question the decision of our party publicly. The purpose of pastors, we have said so before, why we respect them so much. We respect them so much. Their duty is to lead people to heaven, not to lead people to villa. They are not called by God to lead people to heaven. If I go to church every Sunday, I want to hear the sermon of God. I don't want to hear the sermon of politics or who should rule me. I want to hear the sermon of God and what will lead me to salvation, not what will lead me to the villa.
Now, let me pose this question also to you. You have decided to come on a weekly basis to give an update in which you say that you are going to be bold in your approach to these issues. Give us an understanding of the ramifications and the style of campaign that the APC hopes to put forward. Now, for the first time, President Muhammadu Buhari will not be on the ballot. The ramifications are going to change. Your style of campaign might also be altered because your audiences are also going to vary. There will be thousands of first-time voters. What would you be telling them?
Thank you very much. These are the kind of questions we want to see, the issues we want to relate on, not Muslim ticket.
You want to determine the kind of questions you want to be asked.
You can see that I'm smiling now. You can see I'm smiling because you are coming to the issues. Because
Nigerians will determine the kind of question they will ask politicians in this game.
We
will lead the game by letting Nigerians have the conversations that are very vital to them.
Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are hungry. They want to see how that hunger will be addressed, not how their Christian faith or Muslim faith will be addressed. They want to see our policy on agriculture. They want to see what Asiwaju has done before as governor of Lagos State, how he improved Lagos, and how he will bring that kind of dexterity to Nigeria as a whole. That is what they want to see. So you are coming to the question I expect to ask now. How do we want to run the country? What do we want to tell Nigerians? There are two things, crucial things we want to tell Nigerians. One, the person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done it before in a territory that can be said to be the microcosm of Nigeria. There's nowhere within the Federal Republic of Nigeria that has the character, the shape of the entire country as much as Lagos. Lagos is a melting pot for the entire tribes, tongues, faiths in Nigeria. And Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, either as governor first till 2007 and as leader of the party since 2007 till now, he has managed all the multifaceted problems in Lagos State, either tribe, religion, ethnicity, in such a way that there has been peace in Lagos State. The peace that we take for granted. There are so many in other parts of the country, perhaps due to historical reasons or some other reasons, have not been well managed. So the peace we see in Lagos State between all the different tribes that live in Lagos State, the different religions, we take it for granted. But there has been a leadership in Lagos State, led by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that has managed this microcosm of Nigeria that you see in Lagos State so well in the last 23 years that he can bring that same template to the entire country. So that is the first thing we want to tell them about the person of Asiwaju. The second thing we want to tell them is that we have not done so. The platform upon which he runs now, apart from his person, Asiwaju, the platform upon which he runs has done so well in Lagos, first of all, because even people say, oh, we shouldn't campaign with Lagos. Lagos is also an APC state. PDP has never ruled Lagos since 2019, since, 1999, I mean. They have never ruled Lagos. So you can be said clearly that Lagos State has been ruled by the APC, which was, of course, ACN transmuted to APC, has been ruled by one party. That's the point I want to make. Since 1999, and that party has done very well. It is that same platform, that same party that has done so well in Lagos since 1999, upon which Asiwaju is running. And of course, we also say that if you come to the federal level, that same party, given all the circumstances that has happened and plagued the world in the last few years, the country is not the best, but we are not the worst, especially in Africa. We have done well in the context of what has happened in Africa in terms of its economy and other factors. Right. We have done very well. These are the things we are going to tell Nigeria. And for the younger ones, who don't know Asiwaju very well, they were not there when he was governor of Lagos State, we will be patient enough to explain to them thoroughly why they must vote for someone who has a track record than someone who had the opportunity to have a track record, but rather than rely on his track record, he relies on statistics rather than the track record. So, and not to vote for someone who has no track record at all. Another one who has no track record at all. All he relies upon is the track record of his boss when he was in office, and a boss that he subverted. He was belligerent, he disobeyed his boss throughout when he was in office, yet he wants to rely on the track record of that
I have two short questions.
Those are the choices for Nigeria.
I have two short questions quickly, and I'd like you to help me briefly just tackle them. The other question, the other part of my question was, for the first time, President Muhammadu Buhari will not be on the ballot. He commanded some votes. Historically, it's shown that. How much of effect would this have on your party?
Well, let me say that the structures that delivered the votes for Buhari in the north, don't forget that it is structures that deliver votes. Yes, Buhari had the street credibility, the integrity, and the popularity in the north, but it still depended on the structures. people who believed in him within the, at the grassroots level, who were either agents or governors or party leaders, as it were, to ensure that those votes were delivered. Those structures have not dissipated. They have not gone away. So we still have those structures to deliver those votes. I want to take you back to our primaries. It was those same structures in the north, led by the governors.
All right.
When certain persons wanted the party ticket to remain in the north, it was those same structures that said, no, take the ticket back to the south. We want Nigeria to be one Nigeria.
All right. The final question.
Compare that to what another party did, that the leadership was not bold enough to push their ticket to the south. Compare what we did and what the other party did. And Nigerians will see which party is ready to accommodate all interests within Nigeria.
Mr. Keyamo, on a final note, and this, I'd like you to also be brief. You seem to be a bit emotional when I asked the question earlier on, because, look, we report as journalists, a reflection of the mirror of the society. But let me follow up and briefly, if you may, answer the question. Why wouldn't religion matter when mosques and churches are built by government institutions? We have them in the seat of government, at the airport, etc.
It is to respect their faith, but not on matters concerning governance. These are two different things, Shehu. The fact that we build churches and put churches in airports and all that, it's just to respect for people to practice their faith. It's not nothing to do with governance. Why are they going to? Why are pastors going there? And why are Muslims on the other hand? Why are Muslims on the other hand going to America, when it's a purely Christian country, to make their own case? Either way, all they want is that they are chasing good life all over the world. And wherever there is good life, it doesn't matter which type of government is in those countries.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much, and remember, if you are joining me from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, or any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contribution. Please, each time you watch my video, go to the comment section and put down your comments. That is where we learn from each other. We learn a lot from the comment section. I don't speak alone. I am speaking with you. You can equally contribute. You can criticize if you so desire, but do it constructively so that we can learn from one another. That is why we're here. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, you have to say what is happening in your own area. Whatever happens, if you see something, say something. Don't be silent. We cannot allow the conventional media to continue to change the narrative. We cannot allow the conventional media to continue to play down the situation. We will continue to bring the situation the way it is and say it straight the way it is without hating anybody. We are not preaching hate speech. We are not talking down anybody. We say leave and let's leave. And for those who say we will not leave, just like the Fulani we have said, they will not leave either.
Thank you so much, Mr. Festus Keyamo, for your time tonight on the program. The official spokesperson of the Presidential Campaign Council of the APC, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and Minister of State for Labour. Thank you so much, Mr. Keyamo. Before we close, finally, Dr. Akim Babamed, just about 50 seconds, if you may react to some of the things that Festus Keyamo said.
I'm afraid I didn't hear much of that.
He said
Can I ask you what his last response was when
he said that the Northern Elders Forum does not represent the North. You opposed Buhari the last time, but Buhari won.
Yes, so if he thinks that we don't represent the North, and it means that Tinubu believes that he can win the North without the support of the groups, not just Northern Elders Forum. We are also combining with other friends. Fine, he's welcome. If this is the kind of attitude the APC would have in relation to the North, and they want to use our attitude, well-justifiable attitude towards Buhari as a failure, this is the kind of thing they want to sell to the North. I'm sorry for their campaign. They are going nowhere. And this is the kind of attitude that will lose them that election. It's the very wrong approach to adopt. If they want to adopt it, fine, they're welcome. I know there are other candidates that recognize the fact that Northern Elders Forum, SCF, other groups in the North have some influence, and they will respond to us. I will see whether Festus Keyamo can stop Tinubu from being engaged by us. If he does, that says a lot about Tinubu's
It speaks about how much he respects. He said, in fact, he wants to be like you. But let's leave it at that. Thank you so much, Dr. Akim Baba Ahmed, for coming.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
And Mr. Festus Keyamo, who is the official spokesperson of the APC Presidential Campaign Council. Well, that's our program tonight. Thank you so much indeed, everyone, for joining. I'll see you again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you, and remember this. Bye-bye. See you again.